Just to let you know where we are in terms of planning, we, like every country in the world, we have to apply for planning, obviously for the house, but also for the boundary walls first. So we will put a boundary wall down along the right and the left hand side of the land. We don't need one by the road because it's already has so much natural growth on it and you can't get in through it. And then on the other end we won't need it either. But here we plan on building a wall or a fence or a combination of both, but it won't be just like a 6-foot wall. We're going to add some character to it and make it as authentic and old looking as we can.
Hopefully you can now tell from the drawing that the main part of this wall is going to be a pillar. And like Angela was saying, we want it to look old. We don't want it to look like as if it's a concrete block wall. We really want it to look old. So there's a couple of techniques that we're going to use in order to achieve this. One is we're not going to use a mechanical mixer. We are going to mix each individual piece by hand, using different colour variations, different textures in relation to making it a little bit dry, a little bit wet. And so we've used some of these techniques before where you've made something old look new, or you've made something new look old, so it's not totally new to us. But we feel that mixing these mixes individually by hand, using various different techniques in relation to the amounts and everything that you put in, will make each section on its own an individual piece, which is what we want. And no two pieces will be the same, which again is what we want. So this is where we do not require perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect. We want it to be old. So we will do each section, and the same with the blocks for the walls. We will do them one at a time, using again hand mix, individual pieces, everything different, so no two piece anywhere will ever look the same. Then in each section of the pillar we will put in a steel tie, which will tie from pillar to pillar a steel cable or a wire, which we will use to support our plant structures as we grow them, and it will provide us with a screen, but it will also provide us with colour, texture, all year round, and we have so many different variances in relation to weather, sun, in certain places full sun, then in others it will be shaded. So much different aspects to work with in relation to planting and what we can put in there. Also, some of these plants we can do a vine which will grow fruits or grow a grape or grow whatever it is that we wish, or a passion fruit or whatever, all depending on where it is within the boundaries and what type of sun it's going to receive. We will have to put in an automated watering system into it in order to make sure that they are watered with the right amount of water and within the right time. Because the site is at such a slope, which we like because of the view, but if you can imagine, each pillar will be at a different elevation, and with the pillar being the main anchor point for everything, for the wall and for the steel ties, the walls on one side will be at a different elevation to the walls on another, but that will be okay because we will incorporate them with a raised bed type of a system. So whereas the walls will look at different elevations, the growth within them will grow, and I think will look pretty cool. I have split the construction of the pillars into 4 separate sections with individual pieces within each section. So at the top we have the pillar cap, which will be one piece, and then the mid part of the pillar I will produce 4 parts from one section, and then the base of the pillar will be divided into 2 sections where the bottom is attached to a foundation and the mid one then is attached to it. So it's important that each one of these is separate and is built in a certain type of a way, because the very bottom one has to attach to a foundation and will have different elevations, where the other sections will remain constant. I will build a mould for each section, so 4 sections, 4 moulds, with each having its own individual purpose. Then we will produce the amount of each section that we require. I will also build moulds for the block walls, for the walls in between the pillars, and to make the raised beds. Now, we will need a lot of these, so I will build more than one mould. I will build several of them, and again we will hand mix them and produce them as we need them.
Oh yeah, look at them bingo wings flapping.